Hello, everybody. We're back. We got the laptop back, and we got some 1961 Apba bats, pre-61 Apba bats. We got the Boston Red Sox traveling to Philadelphia to take on the A's on April 24th, 1955. Let's get right to it. It's been a while, folks. Almost a month since we had some bats on this channel. So for the visiting Boston Red Sox, leading off playing third base, Jimmy Collins. Batting second, playing second, Pete Rowlands. Batting third, playing center field, Dom DiMaggio. Batting fourth, playing left field is Ted Williams. Batting fifth, playing right field is Jackie Jensen. Batting sixth, playing shortstop, Vern Stevens. Batting seventh, playing first base, Buck Freeman. Batting eighth and doing the catching, Sammy White. And on the mound for the Red Sox, Smokey Joe Wood. And now let's take a look at the hometown Philadelphia A's starting lineup. Leading off, playing shortstop, Jimmy Dykes. Batting second, playing third, Frank Home Run Baker. Batting third, playing first, Double X himself, Jimmy Fox. Batting fourth, playing left field, Al Simmons. Batting fifth, playing center field, Wally Moses. Batting sixth, playing right field is Bing Miller. And batting seventh, doing the catching, Mickey Cochran. Batting eighth, playing second base, Max Bishop. And batting ninth and on the mound for the A's is Jack Combs. Let's get down here to the stadium and get this game started, folks. Alrighty, get things situated here. And you got Jimmy Collins leading off. He's batting .348 in the season. He's got a homer and 2 RBIs. And this is Jack Combs' second of start. He doesn't have a record yet. And he's only pitched a third of an inning. He's walked 2, given up 7. And only 5 of those 7 are earned. And his ERA is 135. 135, folks. So Jack Combs coming off a rough start. See what he does here against these Red Sox. Here's the pitch. And right away, that's going to be against a righty. That'll be a 25. And that's going to be an infield hit for Jimmy Collins. So he's aboard here with a leadoff infield hit as Ken Castro comes in here, and long wait is right. Almost a month, Ken. I dropped that darn laptop off on the 8th. And what is it? Today's the 24th. So almost a month. And we got Pete Rowlands up now, batting a .188. No homers and no RBIs on the year. And he gets a hold of this, and Jack Combs is having a rough start to this game too. And that's going to be a single in the left field. Collins will stop at second. And it's first and second, and still nobody out for Dom DiMaggio. DiMaggio is batting .105 on the year. No homers and 1 RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. See if they can turn 2 here. Baker's a 5 on a 23. That'll be fielding column 1. And see a wide nope. Let's get the right base chart, huh? That might help. See a K, nope. And that is going to be the old 5-5. 3 double play. It's Baker touches third, fires over to first. So now you got a runner down at second. And Ted Williams up now. Changes the complex of this inning. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's been a month since I played. Got that right. Yeah, off to a slow start. They're 1-5. Like I say, Jack Combs, he had that rough start, gave up 7 runs in that first inning. 5 of them was earned. And here's Ted Williams. Ted Williams leading the American League and Major Leagues with a .562 batting average. He's got 3 homers and 5 RBIs. Thinking about walking him, but it's too early for that. They're going to pitch to old Ted Williams. Here's the pitch. And they shouldn't have, because that ball is high. That ball is far. How far is that ball going to go is the question. Against the righty, 23. And that ball is going to be off the wall, but it's going to score a run. Didn't quite square it up. Hit that ball in the left center field. And Ted Williams continues to hit. Like I said, I thought about walking him. Ted made him pay. Just like that, Boston's up 1-0. Jackie Jensen's up, only batting a .176 with 2 homers and 4 RBIs. Williams down there at. And we got to let's do some maintenance here. Give me one quick second, guys. We're going to do some maintenance on these 2 teams. I thought I had fixed all this, but we hadn't. Let's go to player editor, and we'll go to Boston first. And notes. Let's see here. Yeah, they're in. Let's go to the next. Maybe the A's aren't in. Yeah, it looks like they're in. Let's go to the A's. Maybe I didn't do the A's yet. Yeah, Baker's in. There's one that's not in. Yeah, he's in. That's why we don't need all this down here at short. Get rid of all this. Maybe he was the only one that wasn't done. Yeah, that's what it looks like. All right, now we'll go back to the game. Got that all straightened out. All right, Jensen's up with Williams down at second. Yeah, cleans things up quite a bit with Dykes. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. And that's going to be a nice catch out there by Moses to end the inning. He robs Jensen of a base hit, but the Red Sox score 1. We go to the bottom of the first. Sox 1, A's coming up. We'll have Dykes, Baker, and Fox going up against Smokey Wood. Jimmy Dykes is batting a .167, 1 homer and 1 RBI. And this is Joe Wood's second appearance. He's 1-0 with a 2.25 ERA. And here's the pitch to Jimmy Dykes. And that's going to be a ground ball. Now that's going to be a swing and a miss as Smokey Wood starts this game off with a strikeout. So he strikes out Dykes for out number 1. And that brings up Frank Home Run Baker. And Baker is batting .379, no homers and 3 RBIs. And that ball is going to be hit down the second. And that's going to be an E4 on Rollins. And Baker gets aboard here with a 1 out. Tying run down at Fox at first for Mr. Double X Jimmy Fox. And Fox is batting .359, no homers and 3 RBIs. And here's the pitch to Fox. And that's going to be a fly ball out to DiMaggio in center for out number 2. And that'll bring up Al Simmons. Simmons is batting .517 on the year, folks. He's got a homer and 7 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Al. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Rather, that's going to be a swing and a miss. Wood strikes him out, so he strikes out 2. And that ends the inning. We go to the top of the second. It's 1-0 Boston. As you can see, the comparisons here. Boston's 2-3. They've scored 17 runs, have 8 home runs, haven't stolen a base or been caught. And the A's are 1-5 with 31 runs, 9 homers, and haven't stolen a base or got caught stealing. You see the difference in the pitching. The A's with 31 runs scored, 1 extra game, but still with a 1-5 record. So we got Stevenson, Freeman, and White due up here. And Vern is batting .214. He's got a homer and 3 RBIs on the year. And he gets a hold of this one off of Combs. Combs is not going well at all. And that ball is high. That ball is far. Will it stay in the park? That is the question. And no, it won't. Home run, Vern Stevens. And that ball is out of here. And it is 2-0 Boston. Jack Holmes struggling here in Philadelphia. Buck Freeman's up now, batting .077. No homers and no RBIs. And that ball's well hit. He is getting tagged, Combs is. And that ball is hit off the wall out there in right field, splits the gap. And that's going to be a double for Freeman. Freeman standing down at second, still nobody out. And that'll bring up Frank White now. And Sammy White, rather. Sammy is batting .118, no homers and no RBIs. Here's the pitch to Sammy. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. Simmons has got it for out number 1. And that'll bring up Wood. Wood's batting .333 because we don't need no stinking DH. No homers and no RBIs. Here's the pitch to Wood. And that's going to be popped up down to second. And Bishop makes the catch for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down now. Well, not 2 up because he had the whole home run. Jimmy Collins is up now, batting .348. He's 1 for 1 today. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. And he'll throw across the diamond. And that'll end the inning, folks. But the Red Sox score 1 on the Vern Stevenson home run, makes it 2-0. We go to the bottom of the second. Got Moses, Miller, and Cochran due up here for the A's. And Wally's batting .222, no homers and 1 RBI. And that's going to be a fly ball out to DiMaggio in center for out number 1. That brings up Ed Miller. And Miller's batting .105, no homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. And Pete's got this one. He doesn't mess this one up. He fires over to first. And that'll be out number 2. 2 quick outs here in the second. It's up to Mickey Cochran now to get on base, keep this inning alive. Cochran batting .308, no homers and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a base on balls first base runner here with 1-2 down for Bishop. Let's see if Bishop can keep this 2-out rally going here. He's batting .211 on the year. Here's the pitch to Max. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Burns got it. He'll go the short way over to second. That'll end the inning. The A's strand one. We go to the top of the third. It is 2-0 Boston. We got Rollins, DiMaggio, and Williams due up here. See if Jack can settle down here. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. Matter of fact, Jack strikes him out. Swing and a miss for out number 1. Brings up DiMaggio now. He's 0 for 1 today. He went into a 5-5-3 double play. And that's going to be ball 4. DiMaggio takes his base with 1 out. And that brings up Ted Williams, who doubled and drove in a run his last time up. Here's the pitch to Ted. And they finally get him out. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And that's only play is going to be over to first. Dykes up with it, fires over to first. So Ted's out, and DiMaggio getting scoring position for Jackie Jensen. You got a runner down at second and 2 outs. Jensen flew out to center his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Jackie out. And the Red Sox strand one. We go to the bottom of the third. It's still 2-0 Boston. You got Combs due up, then back to the top of the order in Dykes and Baker. Jack Combs, this will be his first plate appearance of the year. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Wood strikes him out for out number 1. And that brings up Jimmy Dykes now. And Jimmy, he struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Stevens has got it. He fires over to first for out number 2. Brings up home run Baker now. And Baker, he reached on an error his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. 45 on a 7. 45 on a 7. It's probably going to be an error. And it is another error. And Baker's aboard with the second error by Rollins. Baker's only 2 outs for Jimmy Fox. Can Jimmy, with one swing of the bat, tie this game up? He flew out to center field his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. He'll fire over to first. And that'll end the inning. And the A's strand 1. To the top of the 4th we go. With Stevens, Freeman, and White due up. And Stevens, he hit that a home run his last time up. And this one's going to be popped up down the second. And Bishop makes the catch for out number 1. And that'll bring up Buck Freeman now. He doubled his first time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. Freeman walks on down the first. Brings up Sammy White now with a runner at first. Tying run at the plate. No, tying run. Shorn's run at first. And Sammy flew out the left his first time up. That's going to be a ground ball down the second. Can they turn 2 is the question. 36 on an 8 should be fielding column 1. And it is. And they'll get the. Sammy's not slow. Yes, he is. I need to put that in there. Let's redo that. Sammy is slow. Hold on 1 second, folks. Didn't pull it in there. Let Sammy slow. So now we go back to the game. A little behind the scenes here at Digital Diamond. So that was a ground ball down the second with a slow runner. That is going to be the old double play. So that'll get the A's out of the inning. The old 4-6-3 double play. And we go to the bottom of the fourth. We got Simmons, Moses, and Miller due up with the A's trailing by 2. Simmons struck out his first time up against Wood. Not this time. He gets a hold of this one off of Smokey. And that ball is hit into the gap out there in left field. It's rolling around. DiMaggio finally gets to it. And that brown-eyed handsome man's headed for third. And he's in there with a triple, folks. A leadoff triple by Al Simmons. And A's got a runner 90 feet away. Nobody out with a 2-run lead. Boston's going to play back. Wally flew out the center his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. 2-16. And he's going to look the runner back to third. Fire over to first. For out number 1. So Moses can't get the job done. Brings up Bing Miller. Bing, he grounded out the second his first time up. And that's going to be against a 26-8. And that's going to be a single in the center field. And that's going to score Simmons and cut this lead in half. So Bing Miller comes through with an RBI single. That brings up Mickey Cochran now with a runner down at first and 1 out. Tying run down at first. Go ahead run at the plate. Cochran walked his first time up. And that's going to be against the 26-7. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. DiMaggio's got that. For out number 2. 2 down now. And we got Max Bishop up. And Bishop, he reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Wood strikes him up, out. But the A's cut the lead in half. And it's now 2-1 as we get to the top of the 5th. You got Wood due up, and then we'll go back to the top with Collins and Rollins. And Smokey popped up the second his first time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. So right away, Combs walks his opponent. And walking the pitcher's never a good thing. Smokey down there at first. As you see Boston's upcoming schedule, they got 2 more games against these A's. Then they go home for 2 against Cleveland and back on the road to Yankee Stadium. Jimmy's 1 for 2 now. Wood's down at first. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Can Baker go around the horn here? A 5 and a 54. And they sure do. That's going to be the old 5-4-3 double play. Nice play by Baker. Nice pivot down there by Bishop. Now there's 2 outs and nobody on for Rollins. And Pete is 1 for 2. He's singled and struck out. And that's going to be a ground ball down the dikes. That'll end the inning. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. It's 2-1 Red Sox. Jack Combs will lead it off, followed by Dykes and Baker. And Jack struck out his first time up against Wood. And that's going to be another swing and a miss for out number 1. Now back to the top of the order and Jimmy Dykes. Dykes is 0 for 2. He struck out and he is grounded out to short. Yeah, exactly, Ken. I agree with you. It's not a bad team to be 1-5 and trailing 2-1 with only 2 hits. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Wood strikes him out. Back-to-back strikeouts for Wood. Brings up Baker. Baker gets something going. He's reached twice on errors by Pete Rowlands. And that's going to be a single infield hit for Baker. So Baker's been aboard here all 3 times. Can they drive him in? No double X. And he is 0 for 2 today. He's flown out to center and grounded out to second. And that's going to be another ground ball. This one down the second again. He'll go to short, way over the short. And that'll end the inning. And the A's strand one. We go to the top of the 6th, 2-1 Boston. We got DiMaggio, Williams, and Jensen due up here. DiMaggio grounded out and walked. And that's going to be another walk by DiMaggio. He trots on down to first. Brings up Ted Williams now with nobody out and a runner down at first. And Teddy ball game is 1 for 2 with an RBI double, grounded out to short his other time up. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. That ball is high. This ball is far. How far is this one going to travel? Not far enough. It's off the wall. That's going to be a double in the right field. So let's see here. 42. Got a 42. Miller's got a good arm out there. 34. And DiMaggio with 15. 23 with nobody out. That is the question. He's going to hold up at third with nobody out. No use risking it. So now you got Williams at second, DiMaggio at third for Jensen. That's going to force the A's to bring the infield in. With the not being able to score much, they can't afford to give up any more runs. So it's second and third, Jackie Jensen up. He's flown out to center and struck out. Infield in. Here's the pitch to Jensen. And that's going to be 25 and an 8. And that's going to be a base hit into right field. And Williams, he'll stop at third. And that just increased this lead to 3-1. Still nobody out, first and third. You got Williams at third, Jensen at first. Still got the infield in. Vern Stevens, who's 1 for 2 with a homer today, popped up to second his other time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. That's an important strikeout for Combs. They'll keep the infield in. They don't think they can double up Freeman. Freeman's 1 for 1 today. He's doubled and walked. And that's going to be hit down the short. And with the infield in, a 33 and a 9. That should be fielding column 1. And that's going to be a double play, even with the infield in. That's going to be the old 6-4-3 double play with the infield in even. And that gets them out of the inning with only 1 run scoring. And it's 3-1 Boston. Nice play by Dykes and Rowlands. The turn 2 there. Get old Combs out of that mess. Simmons, Moses, and Miller's up now, trailing by 2 again. And Simmons has tripled and came around to score the only run. He struck out his other time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to DiMaggio for out number 1. And that brings up Moses now. And Wally's 0 for 2, flown out and grounded out. And that's going to be against a 26. That's going to be a ground ball down the second. Rollins doesn't screw the pooch on this one. Fires over to first for out number 2. Brings up Miller now. Miller's 1 for 2 with an RBI single. Grounded out the second. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. Nice piece of hitting by Miller to get on here with 2 outs. Mickey Cochran, can he do something here? Tying run at the plate. Cochran's 0 for 1. He's walked and flown out the center. And that's going to be against a righty, a 26. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Matter of fact, that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes him out to end the inning. We go to the 7th. It's still 3-1 Boston. We got the bottom part of the order due up here for the Red Sox. White, Wood, and then back to Collins. Smokey's, first Sam's up. White's 0 for 2. He's flown out the left, grounded out the second into a double play. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left. Simmons has got it for out number 1. Here comes Smokey Wood. He's walked and popped up the second. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Dykes has got it for 2 quick outs here in the 7th. That brings up Jimmy Collins now. Collins is 1 for 3. He singled and grounded out the third twice. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third again. Baker's up with it. Matter of fact, that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes him out this time. And we go to the 7th inning stretch. And the score is 3-1 here in the bottom of the 7th. Bishop and probably a pitch hitter for Combs, and then back to Dykes. And Max is 0 for 2. He reached on a fielder's choice and struck out. And that's going to be a base on balls. Bishop gets a board here. That'll get some bullpen action up for the Red Sox. That'll be it for Combs. And we'll see who comes off the bench here against Smokey. Most of the lefties are already in the game. I think the only lefty they got is Fan. So he's going to come off the bench here. And there's Ferris. And you see Kansas City's upcoming schedule. They play 2 more games here in Kansas City against the Red Sox, and then they stay home against the Yankees. And then after a 2-game series against the Yanks, they go on the road to Cleveland. So Ferris is 0 for 1 in the season. See if he can do some damage here. The runner down at first. And Bishop, here's the pitch to Ferris. And that's going to be hit down the third. And I'm pretty sure that's going to be around the horn double play. Jimmy Collins picking it down there at third. A damn good third baseman. And that's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be the old 5-4-3 double play. So Fan comes in, hits into the double play. And now we got 2 outs and nobody on. Back to the top of the order we go. And Jimmy Dykes. And Dykes is 0 for 3. He struck out twice, then grounded out short. And he gets a base on balls. So how big was that double play now? Brings up Frank Baker. Old home run Baker. Can he live up to his name here and hit a home run and tie this game up? He's 1 for 3 today. He's reached base all 3 times. Twice on errors by Rollins. And he singled his last time up. And that's going to be against the 26-11. And nice job down there by Pete Rollins this time. He picks it, and he'll go the short way over the short. Nice job by Pete. Just robbed Baker of a base hit to end the inning. And the A's strand one. We go to the top of the eighth. Let's see who's going to come out here and pitch for the A's. Since it's been so long since I played the game, let's see who hasn't pitched in a while. Roman's just pitched. Let's see here. Might be Earnshaw. The Moose might come out and pitch. Bush has pitched. Wahlberg's pitched. And Plank. So that's who it's going to be. It's going to be the Moose is coming out of the bullpen. So the Moose will come out here and pitch the eighth inning. Try to keep us a 2-run ball game. And George, this is his third appearance. He has pitched 3 innings, struck out 1, walked 2, and no record. And hasn't given up a run. He'll be facing Rollins, DiMaggio, and Williams. Pete's 1 for 3. He single, came around the score, struck out and grounded out to short. That's going to be a ground ball down the Bishop for out number 1. 1 up and 1 down. That brings up DiMaggio. He's 0 for 1. He's walked twice and grounded into a double play. And not this time. DiMaggio squares this one up against George. And that ball is hit in down the short. Dykes doesn't have a play. He'll hold on to it. That's an infield hit by DiMaggio. Brings up Ted Williams now with a runner down at first. And Ted's 2 for 3, a double and an RBI. Grounded out to short his other time up. And that's going to be a rare play or a wild pitch. That'll be a rare play. A 64 on a 40 with a runner down at first. 64 and a 40 will be a 7. And that'll be hit in the right field. We'll have to re-roll some dice here. Right field, a 55 and a 2. That'll probably be fielding column 2. And no, that'll be a column 3. So that's going to be a single. Runner's going to score, batter to second on air. So that's a single. In the right. Well, first we'll do a single. That'll be an E9. A runner on first is going to score. And the batter's going to get the second. On the air. And we got all that right. That's pretty damn good for not playing this for a while. Excuse me, I got to... Sorry about that, had to sneeze. So we got Williams down at second, 1 out, and not what the A's wanted. Just increased this lead to 4-1. And that brings up Jackie Jensen. Yeah, exactly. 4 hits is right when 1 run. Of course, they was going up against Smokey Wood. One hell of a pitcher, man. Yeah, with all that strikeouts. Doesn't give him much of a chance, does it, Ken? But you never know. Never know. Of course, he had Jack Combs. He pitched a decent game. He gave up 7 hits and 3 runs. Now, George Earnshaw is not getting the job done. And his defense is letting him down. Miller with that botched throw. Jensen's up. He's 1-for-3. He has flown out the center, struck out, and had an RBI single his last time up. One down, and Williams down at second. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Moses has got it. And Mr. Williams is going to stay put. And that'll bring up Vern Stevens, who's already homered in this game. He's 1-for-3 with that homer. Popped up to second and struck out. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Bishop. He fires over to first. That'll end the inning, but Boston scores one on the RBI single and error. And let's see here. Are they going to let Mr. Wood pitch? A 4-hit, 1-run game. I think they're going to let him pitch. I think they're going to let him pitch. How many balls has he thrown in this game? Does it say? No. He's faced 29 batters. I think they're going to let him pitch. He's due up third and ninth. If he gets in trouble here, they might do a double switch, but they're going to let him try to finish this game out. He's got Fox, Simmons, and Moses due up here. Fox is 0-for-3. He has flown out the center, grounded out the second, and reached on a fielder's choice. And he gets a hold of this one. Maybe they're not going to let him stay. And that ball's hit down the third base line. And that's going to be a double for Double X. A double for Double X. He's standing down at second with nobody out. Now Al Simmons. And that will get the bullpen up and stirring for the Red Sox. With a leadoff double here. Al Simmons is 1-for-3. He's tripled and came around to score the only run for the A's. And that ball is high. That ball is far. How far is this ball going to go, folks? Against the righty, a 28. And he's a G, not an H. That ball's out of here, folks. Home run. Al Simmons. And that's going to do it for Smokey Woods. It's a 1-run game now. And Ken was just talking about this offense. So let's see who they're going to bring in here and who they're probably going to do a double switch. Ed Jost is going to come out, and he'll bat in the 3 spot and the 9 spot. Play short. And Vern Stevens, even though he's got a homer, is going to come out of the game. Let's see who they're going to bring in here to pitch. You got Moses, a lefty, a righty, and a lefty, and a lefty. So let's see what kind of lefties they got in the bullpen. Wahlberg and Plank. So let's see here. Well, first of all, let's get the right damn players. Let's get the right players. God damn. I'm messing this all up. Sorry about this, folks. Got this all messed up. So Vern will come out of the game. All right, let's look here. Pesky's going to come in to play short. Let's see who they got. That's lefties in the bullpen. And they don't have a single lefty in the bullpen. That is the problem. So they're just going to bring in Kreider. And Kreider will come out to pitch. Try to keep this game in hand. So pesky. Kreider will come in. Where's Kreider? And he'll bat in the 7th spot. And Pesky will come in and play short and bat in the 9th spot. Wait, hold on a second. Kreider's going to bat in the 6th spot. Messed that up. There we go. And now Pesky comes in. Bats in the 9th spot. There we go. All righty. And Kreider will be facing Moses, Miller, and Cochran. Nobody on, no outs, but it's a 4-3 ball game. And this is Kreider's 2nd appearance. He's got 1 save. He's pitched 1 inning, struck out 1, and walked 1. And Wally is 0 for 3 today. He has flown out the center, grounded out to the pitcher and second. And that's going to be a base on balls. So Moses gets aboard here, and all of a sudden, these Red Sox are trying to give this game away. Got a runner down at first for Miller. Miller's 2 for 3. See what Miller can do here against Kreider. He has grounded out the second, single, drove in a run, and singled his last time up. And that ball is hit hard. That ball is hit into the gap out there in right field down the first base line. And Moses, is he going to try to score with nobody out? 42 and a 35. Moses is going to stay down there at third with nobody out. And just like that, these A's have got the tying run at third, to go ahead run at second, and nobody out. How about that for a quick turnaround, Ken? So that's going to force the Red Sox to bring the infield in. Cochran's 0 for 2. He's walked, flown out to center, and struck out. Infield in. Kreider needs a strikeout in the worst way here. And that's going to be a 38. That might be a pass ball. The catcher's a PB0. He's not. That's going to be a pass ball, folks. And that's going to score a run. Ties this ball game up. And now the go-ahead runs 90 feet away with still nobody out and a 1-0 count to Mickey Cochran. It's fucking crazy. Hey, geez, you Pete Cochran can now give the A's the lead here. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Cochran. And that's going to be a ground ball with the infield in. Back to the mound. Kreider gets it. He's going to look the runner back to third. Fire over to first. So now there's 1 out. Runner still down at third. They'll still keep the infield in. And here comes Bishop up now. And Max is 0 for 2. He has flown out. Reached on a fielder's choice, struck out and walked. Can Max get them the lead here, folks? 62, and he walks. Kreider walks him down to first. Now we'll have a pitch hitter here for the Moose. That'll be it for the Moose. And let's see who's going to come off the bench here. All they got's righties coming off the bench. And I think it's going to be my boy, Bob Serve's going to come off the bench. Anybody that's watched my channel knows I'm a big Bob Serve fan. So Bob Serve is going to come off the bench and try to give these A's the lead here. Bob Serve is batting .400 on the year. He's got 2 homers and 6 RBIs. All they need is a base hit here. Infield steal in. Here's the pitch to Serve. And that's going to be a pop up in the infield, I believe. So let's see what the infield is. 2, 10, 19. It's going to be fielding column 1. That's going to be a foul out down the left field line. And who's going to make the catch? Williams makes the catch in foul territory. And the runner's going to have to hold. Now we got 2 outs. And still a runner down at third. We're back to the top of the order in Jimmy Dykes. Can Dykes come out with a big 2-out hit here? Second and third. Nobody out, and they only get 1 run. Boston's got to be pretty happy if this is what happens. Dykes is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice, grounded out, and walked. And that's going to be a base on balls. Kreider has walked. The base is loaded here, folks. The bases are jammed. And up steps Frank, home run Baker. The A's couldn't ask for a better situation here. Baker's 1 for 4. He's reached base all 4 times. He's reached on 2 errors by rolling, singled, and reached on a fielder's choice. Can Baker do it, folks? And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Baker out. The A's leave the bases loaded, but tie this game up at 4 apiece. They score 3 in the 8th inning. We go to the top of the 9th. It's 4-4. See who's going to come out here and pitch. You got the lefty, righty, and a lefty due up. So these either going to be Wahlberg or Plank. Let's see who hasn't pitched lately. Wahlberg pitched a 5-batter, so did Plank. So we're going to bring in Eddie Plank. Eddie's going to come in and try to keep this tie ball game here in the 9th and give the A's a chance to win it in the bottom of the 9th. Okay. This is Plank's 4th appearance. He's 0-2. He's got a 14.73 ERA. He's pitched 3 2/3 innings, walked 1, and given up 7 runs, 6 of them earned. So hopefully for the A's sake, he can do better than that. He'll be facing Freeman, White, and Pesky. Buck Freeman's 1 for 2 with a double, walked and grounded into a double play. Yeah, exactly. You're right. This is why I missed this so much. Hellish good games. That's all you get with this. Every now and then you get a blowout. Buck Freeman, here's the pitch, 1 for 2. And that's going to be lifted in the center field. Moses makes the catch for out number 1. And now you got Sammy White up. And Sammy's 0 for 3. He has flown out, grounded out. He's flown out the left twice and grounded out the second. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. And Miller makes the catch for out number 2. And that brings up Johnny Pesky. And Pesky is 0 for 4 on the season. Here's the pitch to Pesky. And that's going to be a rare play, a 39 on a 12. Base is empty. And that's going to be a strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Johnny. And that's going to be a 8 against the lefty. 18. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center. Moses makes a nice catch to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the ninth. It's tied up 4-apiece. A's has got the heart of the lineup. 3, 4, 5 hitters due up. Fox, Simmons, and Moses against Kreider. Jimmy's 1 for 4 with a double. And here's the pitch to Double X. And that's going to be a rare play, 41 on a 63. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Fox. And Fox drives this ball down the third baseline. And that's going to be another double for Double X. That's 2 doubles in the game. So the go-ahead runs down at second with nobody out. Al Simmons is up. Simmons is homered and tripled. All they want here is maybe a single. With Fox's speed, he might score. Here's the pitch to Al Simmons, and that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. See if Double X is going to be able to tag up. 56 on a 3. 56 on a 3. And that'll be fielding column 2. And we'll need to roll another dice. 6, a 36, a 15. He's going to stay put. Again, he should be able to score on a single. So it's going to be a fly ball out to center. Out number 1. Here comes Wally Moses up now. And Wally's 0 for 3. He has flown out to center, grounded out to the pitcher in second, and reached on a walk his last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first. 56 might not be a ground ball, might be a pop-up. Freeman's not a good fielding first baseman. That's going to be a ground ball down the first. 56 on a 3. And yep, that's going to be a ground ball down the first. Only play is over to the pitcher. The runner will get down the third on the ground ball. So now you got the winning run 90 feet away for Mr. Miller. It'll take a 2-out base hit, but Miller's 3 for 4 with a double. RBI single in the 4th. He has doubled and singled twice. Can he do it again as Aaron Reed joins us here? Here's the pitch to Miller. And that's going to be against the righty, 21. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. He'll fire over the first, and that'll end the inning. So the leadoff double goes nowhere. And Fox gets stranded at second. Extra, read all about it. We got extra innings here, folks. You got Collins due up. Rollins into DiMaggio. Going up against Ed. See if Plank can keep this game tied again. Collins is 1 for 4. He single grounded out the third twice and struck out. And that's going to be a ground ball, no, fly ball out the left. Simmons makes the catch for out number 1. Yeah, got the computer back today, buddy. Got some bats on here right away. Pete Rollins is up now. Pete's 1 for 4. He singled, struck out, grounded out the short end second. And that's going to be against the lefty. 18. 1 and 8. That's going to be a fly ball out to center field. Moses makes a nice catch for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down for DiMaggio. And DiMaggio's 1 for 2 with 2 walks. He's come around to score twice. And he has grounded out the third his other time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Plank strikes out DiMaggio to end the top of the 10th. To the bottom of the 10th we go. We got Cochran, Bishop, and a pitch hitter for Plank if we get to him. And I think that's going to be it for Kreider. Let's see here. We'll give him this third inning here. We'll let him pitch this third inning. Mickey Cochran's 0 for 3. He's walked, flown out to center, struck out, and grounded out to the mound. And that's going to be a ground ball in front of the plate. 61 and an 8. 61, that's fielding column 2. And that's going to be a strikeout. But White's got to throw down the first for it. And that'll be out number 1. Brings up Mr. Bishop. And Max is 0 for 2. He's walked twice, though. He's grounded out into a fielder's choice, struck out and walked his last 2 times up. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Pesky at short. Over to first for out number 2. That'll be it for Ed. Let's see who's going to come off the bench here and try to keep this 10th inning alive against Kreider. And Gus is going to send Gus up, see if he can blast one out of here, folks. Gus the Mule is going to come up. And Gus is batting .429. He's got a homer and 4 RBIs. Can he do it here against Kreider? Here's the pitch. And nope, that ball is going to be popped up behind. Sorry, that's going to be a ground ball down the third. And Collins is up with it. He fires over to first. And that'll end the inning. And the A's go down 1-2-3. Now we need a new pitcher for them. They got Williams, Jensen, and a pitch hitter. So, do they got any lefties on the bench? They got 2 lefties on the bench. So they're going to bring in Wahlberg, especially to pitch to Williams. So Wahlberg will come in, the lefty. No, didn't lose a thing, Aaron. Everything was saved on there. So, yeah, they didn't replace anything on the hard drive or anything. So we got Williams, Jensen, and pitch hitter for Kreider. So Williams is 3 for 4 with 2 doubles and 2 RBIs. And he's singled and grounded out to second his other times up. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. Wahlberg's got it. He fires over the first for out number 1. That brings up Jackie Jensen now. And Jackie's 1 for 4 with an RBI. He's flown out to center, struck out, and flown out to center a second time. And that's going to be ground ball down to Baker. Baker's up with it, fires over the first. 2 up and 2 down. Like I say, that'll be it for Kreider. Let's see who's going to come out of the dugout here. It looks like Bobby Doerr is going to come off the bench and pitch hit here for Kreider. See what Doerr has done on the season. Yeah, this will be his first official plate appearance. He's walked once. So here's the pitch to Bobby. And that's going to be against the lefty. 14. And that's going to be an infield hit. Door keeps this 11th inning alive here with an infield hit. He's standing down at first now with 2 outs. And that'll bring up Buck Freeman. And Buck's 1 for 3. He's walked and doubled. Grounded out to short on a double play and flown out to center his last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball, I believe, down to first. Back to the mound. And he'll fire over to first for out number 3. And that'll do it as Boston strands 1. Let's see who's going to come out of the bullpen here. You got the righty, a lefty, and a righty. Really doesn't matter. All they got's righties down there. So let's see who's going to come in here for Kreider. The Red Sox don't have a very good bullpen, folks. They got good starting pitching, but their bullpen is not much. Ask Ken. The bullpen's pretty weak. Let's see who hasn't pitched in a while. Sullivan's pitched there. Hughes. Who's pitched in the same game? Jones. Where's Jones at? Sad Jones pitched there. How about Dobson? Dobson pitched there. So it's either going to be Hughes or Sullivan. And we're going to bring in old Tex is going to come in and batting in the 6th hole. So Tex Houston comes in. He's pitched in 2 games, 2 innings, struck out 2, walked 1, and hasn't given up a run here, has no record. He'll be facing the top of the order, Dykes, Baker, and Double X. Dykes is 0 for 3 with 2 walks. He struck out twice, grounded out the short. And that's going to be a base on balls. And the A's will take it. Dykes is down at first with nobody out here. An F and a 28. When can an F just try this deal? So 28. And plus 3. So I make him a 25. 25. Old Ken, I think he tries to steal a 51 or lower, gets in the scoring position. But you got Frank Baker up. We're going to let Baker swing. If Baker doesn't get the job done, we might steal him in. We'll let Baker try to win this game. He's 1 for 5. He's reached on 2 errors by Rollins, singled, reached on a fielder's choice, and struck out his last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd. And we probably should have sent the runner because I think he's going to go around the horn for a double play. And that's exactly what's going to happen. The old 5-4-3 double play. Baker hits into the double play. Should have stole second. Should have stole second. So now there's 2 outs, nobody on for Double X. He's 2 for 5 with 2 doubles. Here's the pitch to Double X, and that's a base on balls to Double X. He walks on down the first. Al Simmons is up now with the go-ahead run down at first. He's homered and tripled in this game, drove in 2. Here's the pitch to Al, and that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. Over the first, and that ends the inning, folks. The double play was a killer. We go to the top of the 12th. We got White, Pesky, and Collins due up here against Rube Wahlberg. And Sam is 0 for 4. He has flown out the left and right, grounded out. And here's the pitch to Sammy. And that's going to be a single in the right field. So the Red Sox got the leadoff batter aboard here. And Pesky's up now. And Johnny's going to probably try to bunt him over. So let's see if Pesky can get the bunt down. 24-31 on the sacrifice. He gets the bunt down over to first. Fox's only play will be at first with Bishop covering. And the runner will get in scoring position now with 1 out for Collins. And Jimmy is 1 for 5. He singled, grounded out the third twice, struck out and flown out the left. And that's going to be against the lefty. Yep, 13, 12, 12 and an 8. And that's going to be a single in the center field. And Sammy does not have very good speed. I don't think they're going to chance this here. Let's see. That'll be a 45. And Moses got a good arm, a 33 plus a 5. No, Sammy's going to stop at third with the single. So first and third, still only 1 out. It's going to force the A's to bring the infield in. I don't think you can count on Pete hitting a double play. Pete's 1 for 5. He singled, struck out, grounded out the short and second, and flown out the center. Yeah, it was a killer, wasn't it, Ken? So here's the pitch to Pete. And that's going to be a base on balls. So he walks the bases loaded, which might not be a bad thing. It sets up a force at any base, but it brings up DiMaggio. And DiMaggio's 1 for 3 with 2 walks. He's grounded into a 5-5-3 double play. And he struck out his other time up in the 10th. They'll keep the infield in. Here's the pitch to DiMaggio. And that's a 35. And that'll be the infield. And that's going to be a pop-up behind, probably behind first. Let's see here. 9, 17, 18, 18, 26, 33. Yep. That's going to be a pop-up behind first base. And Bishop's going to make the catch in foul territory for out number 2. That was a big out. Base is still loaded for Ted Williams, folks. Here we go. Ted's 3 for 5 with 2 doubles and 2 RBIs. Here's the game, folks. And that ball is high. That ball is far. How far is it going to go? It's gone, folks. Grand slam, Ted Williams. No doubt about it. Just like that, it's an 8-4 ball game. Ted Williams, a 2-out grand slam. No place to put him. And Wahlberg gives up the gopher ball. You had the lefty-lefty matchup, and he still gives it up. Damn. Teddy fucking baseball does it again. He is smoking hot. See what it is now. He might still be batting over 500. Yep, batting 591, and that was his 4th home run and his 11th RBIs. Brings up Jackie Jensen now. Jensen's 1 for 5 with an RBI. Here's the pitch to Jackie, and that's going to be a base on balls, and all of a sudden Rube's struggling here. And Tex is going to hit for himself here, folks. Don't want to waste a bullpen here. So Tex with a 4-run lead is going to hit. This will be his first plate appearance. And that's going to be a rare play, a 43 on a 36 with a runner on first. 43 and a 36. That'll be a 29. That'll be a foul ball. And that's going to be a foul ball. So 1 strike on Hughes. And a 9 against the lefty. That'll be 11. And that'll be popped up down the third. Baker's got it. Makes the catch out in shallow left field. That'll end the inning. But the grand slam by Ted Williams makes this an 8-4 ball game, folks. You got Moses, Miller, and Cochran due up here against Tex. Wally's 0 for 4 with a walk. Can he get on board? A's needs base runners, and that's going to be a double into the gap in right field. How big was that grand slam now? Wally gets on with a double in the right. And that brings up Miller now. And that will get the bullpen up. Miller's having a fine game. He's 3 for 5 with a double and an RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short, or a pop-up rather, down the short. And that'll hold the runner as he's in shallow left field. Wally's still down at second now with 1 out for Mickey Cochran. And Mick's 0 for 4 with a walk. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. 42 and a 9 should be fielding column 1. And it is. And that's going to be a single in the left field. And Mose will stop at third. So the A's are making some noise here. First and third, 1 out for Bishop. They need 1 more base runner, though. Max Bishop is up. Max is 0 for 3 with 2 walks. Can he get aboard here, folks? And a 56. That's going to be a pop-up in the left field. And that'll be out number 2. And now he's going to come off the bench here for Wahlberg against Tex. And Bob Johnson's going to come off the bench here. See if Bob can keep this game alive for the A's. Where's Bob at? There he is. So Bob is 0 for 1 on the year. Here's the pitch to Johnson. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. The park's going to hold it. Jackie's waiting for it to come down. And that's going to end this ball game, folks, as the Red Sox win on a grand slam in the 12th inning by Ted Williams. That is Specky Sports Channel this year. Check out his great channel. He's in the midst of the final week of the season over there in the baseball franchise all-stars. Let's take a look here at the box score of this game, folks. What a nice game to start the bats back up after a month off almost. An extra inning, 8-4 ball game. Ted Williams, he was just tearing the league up right now with a grand slam to win it. Ted Williams drove in 6 runs, folks. Hit a grand slam. The A's left 14 runners on base. Luckily, they turned 4 double plays. Take a look here at the box score. The Red Sox, 8 runs on 13 hits and 2 errors. The A's, 4 runs, 10 hits and 1 error. Remember, the A's was losing 3-1 going into the 8th. Tied the game up in the 8th. And then Teddy Baseball with a grand slam in the 12th. Williams, 4 for 6 with 6 RBIs, batting .491, folks. Rather, 591. 591. You had Collins was 2 for 6. He was the only two Red Sox with double digits. 4 for 13 with runners in scoring position. Williams and Stevenson with home runs. And they left 7 men on base. Fox and Simmons were both 2 for 5 and 2 for 6. Simmons had 2 RBIs. And then you had Bob Miller with a nice game, batting 3 for 6. Yeah, exactly. It took them all game to start hitting, and then they lose with a grand slam. Crazy, ain't it? 3 for 11 with runners in scoring position. Al Simmons with a triple and a homer. He tried to win this game. Like I said, left 14 men on base. Smokey would go 7 innings, gives up 6 hits, 3 runs, walked 3, struck out 8, gave up a homer. Kreider comes in, can't get the job done. 3 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, walked 3, struck out 2. And Tex comes in, picks up his first win. 2 innings, 2 hits, walked 2, but got the job done. Jack Combs got hit early, but then settled down. Pitched 7 innings, scattered 7 hits, 3 runs, walked 4, struck out 4, gave up a homer. And that's how bad of a year it's been for Jack so far. Remember, he didn't even get out of the first inning in his first start. Still got a 9.82 ERA. Earnshaw comes in, pitches an inning, gives up 2 hits, 1 unearned run. Eddie Plank came in and did a good job. 2 innings, 1 strikeout. And Wahlberg gives up the grand slam to Ted Williams. Takes the loss. His first loss of the year. 2 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, walked 2, and gave up the grand slam. Let's see what the next pitching matchup will be. It'll be the Dutchman, Dutch Leonard, going up against Rube Waddell. That should be a hell of a matchup here. That'll be the next game, folks, against these Reds and A's. Oh, I'm glad to be back, Ken. Yep, glad to be back with this. So I want to thank Ken Castro, Legends Sports Universe, Aaron Reed for stopping in here. After a month hiatus with the batch, you'll be seeing a good bit of it coming up now. Like I say, the next matchup will be the Dutchman, Dutch Leonard, going up against Rube Waddell. Until next time, you all have a great day. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for reminders. And on your way out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, hit that like button and leave a comment. Until next time, y'all take care.